Hey everybody, it's Mr. Brad from Balloon Brothers with my brother Mr. Joe, and we're going to show you some really cool, some really awesome quick cats today. One is a super fast cat and one is like a birthday party cat, about 2 to 4 minutes depending on your skill level. The first one I'm going to make, Mr. Joe's going to follow along, and then the second one Mr. Joe's going to make and I'm going to follow along. So what you're going to need for this very, very fast cat, you're going to need 3 balloons. You're going to need an 11-inch heart from Qualitex, and you're going to need a 160, your color, and a white 260, preferably metallic. And we're going to start by blowing it up about 3 fingertail, about that much. And we're going to start with 2 pinch twists, about 1 finger pinch twist. And then we're going to go up about 2 pinch twists. Going to go about 4 fingers. Come back down into those pinch twists. Now we're going to take our tail end and run it right through, and we kind of want it to be about that much, about 3 finger, and we're going to match that. So we kind of got this funny shape right here. And we're going to squeeze it and stretch it. And we're going to take it and run it back through again. This time we want a smaller inside loop. So the bigger back loop is going to be like kind of like the back legs, while the smaller inside loop is going to be like the front legs. And we're going to twist it back into those pinch twists, about that much. We're just going to shape it and portion it the way we want it. There we go. Get our tail. Now we're going to take our 11-inch white heart, and we're going to do some balloon distortion. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the heart and fold it in half. Then we're going to pinch the nozzles, or pinch the lobes, and we're going to blow it up. You want to blow it up pretty good too, but you want to keep pinching onto those lobes. And when you let go and let some air out, probably about the size of a large grapefruit, then you're going to have this cat-shaped heart. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that and tie it right to the top. So we have our legs, we have our feet, our little feet.
I would say you don't even have to tie it. What I would say is pull the nozzle through the neck area and then wrap it around and then just pull it through like this so it's there and just let it go because it's going to be hidden in a second anyway.
That's right. And so it is kind of wonky right now. Like you could give this to a kid and they would be happy, but what we're going to use is a 160 to be a stabilizing bubble. Tie it. 2 pinch twists. I do 2 pinch twists. Mr. Joe might do something different. So we got our 2 pinch twists.
I usually do a little bow tie.
Yes, I do 2 little bow. Now we take it and wrap it right around there. And what we have here is a super, super fast cat. And you can do any kind of drawing you want. If you have no time, you can do just a simple cat face. If you have a few more seconds, you can actually use this as a canvas. And those of us who love to draw, you can make a really, really good cat face. So this is a super good cat. If you practice this, you should be able to get this down in just 1 minute. So when I'm at a school or if I'm at a festival where I have a lot of kids, I can pop these cats out in just 1 minute. And we can do 40, 50, 60 of these cats literally in 1 hour.
And if you have a little bit more time, You can add just a little bit more stuff to make the cat's face pop a little bit more. Due to the cat only taking like a minute, it opens up a little more opportunity for you to add a little bit of art on your cat. And I'm not sure if Mr. Brad talked about the tail, but whenever I do a cat, there's these two little open areas right here behind the legs. I always find it difficult to make the cat's tail stay up the way I want it to, and I figured out by sticking this tail up inside one of these chambers, it'll hold the tail outwards like that, and then it'll give me a chance to shape it. And I'll usually do a couple shock twists or something along those lines, just to make sure that the cat is sitting up perfectly and the tail is going to go angled and look really awesome, and I don't have to worry about it sitting up anywhere like that.
Super cute, super quick cat. 1 minute. If you practice, it's a 1 minute cat.
Thank you, Mr. Brad, for showing us this awesome cat. Whoop. Now let's go on to the Balloon Brothers cat that we were doing at Florida Super Jam. Some of you guys may have seen it in our OMGs video with a little bit of a changed up body, but this is my fast cat that I do usually for line work. If you practice, you should be able to get this cat in 2 minutes or less. I think I clocked myself doing this cat at like 1 minute and 30 seconds or less. But we're going to bring you step by step to make sure you can get something really awesome in a very quick amount of time with very little amount of stock, but maximum effort. So what we're going to take is we're going to take a 260 of any color. I usually do purple because it just pops. And what we're going to do is we're going to blow it to where we have about 3 or 4 fingers left on the balloon. All of our sculptures, or I would say at least 90% of them, always have that amount left on the balloon. I don't know why, it just always seems to be the sweet spot for when I blow things up. So we're going to take our colored balloon, and then we're going to take a white balloon, 260, Qualitex or metallic. Same scenario, 3-4 fingers at the end, always. Use your hand as the guide. And then this is what we're going to do. We're going to make 2 flower petals that are about your hand's width. And we're going to twist them. 2 of them, so we're going to do 2. And then we're going to make a pinch twist, or not a pinch twist, a flower petal, very small. I would say maybe 2 fingers, a very small pinch twist. Very small one. And then we're going to attach our colored balloon into the juncture right here. Remember guys, if we're going a little bit fast for you guys, there are options in the YouTube section below the video right here that you guys can click on options, and you can slow the speed down for the video playback so you can follow along a little bit better with this. So now that we have our white balloon with our 2 bigger flower petals and our 1 smaller one, we're going to make one that's about in between these sizes right here. So we're going to make one smaller than these side ones, but bigger than this bottom one. And then what you should end up with is a similar look to something like this. I'll show you different angles so you can see it. And then we're going to bring the white back up to the same side as this so that we have them both facing up. And then we're going to go maybe a hand's width up and pinch them together, twist them. I'm stuck on these pinch twists today for some reason. Now we're going to do a pinch. Now I can use pinch twist. We'll do a pinch twist right here. So this is what we have so far. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back down with the white, and we're going to match the other side of the eyeball. And we're going to let it sit down at the bottom, like this. Now normally you would think that we're going to take the purple and come back down and match it, but this is where we're going to make our ears right here. Squeeze it to make sure it's soft. 2-finger bubble. And then we're going to feed the balloon through the back of this right here. We're going to grab the extra balloon and pull it through until we have, I usually use my hand as the guide. When your hand is almost covering the balloon, that's when you know you have enough. And you're going to take that and match the same side. Now don't always worry about being too even, because anytime you do a slide through technique like this, you can always adjust it by moving it back and forth. So go too hard on yourself trying to make it too even. Just make sure that you get it through and match. This bubble, I would say, has to be more matched than anything else. But once you get it through and attached up, you can adjust it on your own discretion. And then we're going to follow back down behind the other eye, and we're going to match the other side of the purple. And then now we have this. I like to make sure that my side cheek bubbles are up like this instead of like this on my cats. I don't know why, that's just my own personal preference, but I really like it when the side cheeks are up like this. Okay, so now that we have the piece like this, we've got our two eyes, our two ears, our muzzle, and our cheeks right here. We're going to do what we did in the OMGs, is we're going to make a spacer bubble. I do this a lot with a lot of balloons that I do, and I think that you'll find it's really helpful for keeping your pieces straight. So we're going to make a spacer bubble, and then we're going to make another bubble, and we're going to pinch twist this bubble right here. So what you ended up with is a spacer and a pinch twist. And then now this is where you get to adjust the head by moving the back bubble up and the front bubble down. So it's kind of this motion right here. We're going to make sure the cat has an even straight face. We're going to come down and we're going to twist. And whatever balloon has more play, in my case it's the white this time, it could be the opposite for you, we're going to make a pinch twist out of that particular bubble, or balloon I should say. So we should have one pinch twist and two extra pieces. We'll pop these in a second. So we're going to take one more 260 of the same color of our cat, same length, we're going to blow it out. And we're going to attach it into this pinch twist right here. So just grab the nozzle, wrap it around a few times. Now, if you want at this point, now that you have your other balloon in, you can pop these two ends and tie them together. And then we're going to take our same color of our cat, and we're going to feed it through these bubbles right here. So we're going to feed it right through. And what we want to do with this one is we want to pull the balloon down from the belly to make sure it's a very flat loop. And then we want to match it on that side like this.
Like that kind of flat loop, Mr. Bill?
Yes, exactly like that. It's going to pop back up on you, but don't worry, we can always squeeze it down to make sure that we get the look that we're looking for. Almost done, guys. So at this point, where we have this, I want to make a spacer bubble. And then I want to do two flower petals, but they're so small that they're almost bordering on the line of a pinch twist. You can use pinch twists for those who want to save time, but I just feel like this look just gives it a little bit more cuter look. So we do two very small flower petals. As you can see, they're flower petals, but they're extremely small.
I did use pinch twist.
Mr. Brad used pinch twist, which it's not a bad look at all. It's a beautiful look. But if you do have the time, or if you get it down by doing it so many times and you just have the muscle memory down packed, use these flower petals because it will really make a difference in the piece. And then what we're going to do is we're going to feed the rest of this back through here and pull it out again. But this time what we want to do is make sure that this bubble is not only on top of this bubble right here, but also in front of it. And then we want to make sure that there's still a little space of the back legs sticking out back here. So we bring it back down and attach it into these flower petals, not the pinch twist here, into the flower petals. I'll show you why in 1 second. Now as you see, when you look at the cat has a little bit of three-dimension depth to it, and it's not a flat-looking cat. It has more of like an approachable, not approachable, but it has more of a realistic look where the cat is sitting on all fours. And when you see the piece in person, you'll see what I mean, and it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
And now, this is the one part that I tell people is, try to keep your proportions and your bubbles even and into a certain structure to where you have enough tail left that you can use this as the tail and you don't have to pull out a whole nother balloon to make a tail. So that you have the spacer bubble and the pinch twist here. What we're going to do is you can either drag it and make sure there's no air in the balloon to the back, or you could just make another bubble and run it back to the pinch twist and then tuck the tail in like I just showed you before into this little chamber. For the longest time I would do a cat and my tails would sit in all different directions and it would just bug me. So I started noticing that this little chamber was just there by happenstance just from creating the piece. And now the tail always sits up in an awesome direction. And you can always give it a little bit of flavor, a little bit of shape. And as far as the eyes and the nose go, if you really want to do it super, super fast, I had an example here earlier that you could just draw some quick eyes on. For those who like to do Sharpie art, just draw some eyes. And then do a little nose or something right here. I always like to make balloon eyes and balloon noses. So, I mean, I do draw on balloons, but it's if I can pull it off with the balloon eyes and balloon nose, I'll be doing that. I just feel like it's a little more impressive, and it's a little more showmanship with the skills of balloons. But you can draw some eyes on right here, or we're going to make some eyes and show you some really cute eyes and stuff that you can add. And I'll show you another little thing that I actually just came up with today while I was getting ready for Mr. Brad to come over so we could film this. Came up with another idea to add a little bit more flair to the cat to make it even more awesome. So once we get our balloon here, if you did this flower petal correctly, you won't have to sidewall bubble or glue or anything. You should just be able to pull the nozzle of your nose through the flower petal like this and just pull it to the back. You don't even have to wrap it around. Just make sure that you get it fully to the back of the sculpture and the nose will sit there perfectly just like this. And then we're going to have some eyes. And for my personal preference, one thing I do with my eyes is I always make them super small. I don't know why that I do it. I usually always make the whites of the eyes really big and the pupils really, really small. That's just my personal style. But feel free to do it any way that you want. Like I said, draw them in however you feel comfortable doing it. I just want you to be comfortable and confident when you're doing your twisting.
And what we do is 2 pinch twists. Now you can do 2 regular pinch twists, or you can do 2 bubbles and then twist the balloon actually around the bubbles, which would give you a more accurate size for your pinch twist.
So, after you're all done making your cat, this is what your cat should look like from every angle. It looks really, really cute in person. And then, another sweet piece of flair that I came up with today was taking 2 160s or 2 pieces of scrap 160s, whatever you had laying around. Find a color that I got purple because I'm using a lilac color. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to find the center section of these, and I'm going to fit it in behind this flower petal. And I'm going to pull it all the way until it's fully behind that flower petal, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to slightly pull them and angle them to where they have a whisker type of vibe. And then when I get them into the position that I want, you have some really, really, really awesome, super awesome, cute little whiskers for your cat that are really floppy and bouncy. And I can already see tons of people in the future absolutely going nuts over this little cat right here. And the cool thing about this little cat is that I do, this is my fast one. I have more advanced ones that look a little bit nicer than this, but when I'm in a jam and I need to go fast, this is the cat that I'll use. And I also use it for a few other cats, like tigers and cheetahs and things like that. And you can do it with almost any cat that you want, just changing up a few things that Mr. Brad's going to show you right now. What we have is, we have the tiger right here, and then we have a cheetah right here. The differences that I would say about this cat to this cat is, instead of doing a flower petal right here, we did just 2 little sausage bubbles to make the muzzle a little bit different. And the ears are a little bit different. And if you notice, on our tiger and our cheetah, we did not do we didn't do the cheeks the same color as the muzzle, and we also made them a lot smaller than the one on the house cat because different cats have different types of face portions and structures. So with this cat, we use the push-through ear technique. With this cat, I make 2 flower petals going over, and what I do is I pull the flower petals open, and I pull them over the bubble like this, to where they're in a little bit of the bubble, so it gives it a little bit of a different type of ear setup right here. And then with the cheetah, we do one that's even different, to where it's just a flower petal, and then we pressure twist it forward. In front of these bubbles right here, the balloon should be able to hold itself perfectly forward, and you won't have to worry about any of the ears popping off or anything like that. So with different styles and different techniques, we highly encourage you guys to just mess around, freestyle, and jam with yourselves to make sure that you can improve yourself and surprise yourself with different things that you didn't notice. So let me grab this cat right here. This is the Balloon Brothers Quick Cat. This is the Balloon Brothers again with another awesome tutorial for you guys. We really appreciate all of the love that you guys have been giving us.
Yes.
We're really humbled and thankful to you guys. We just ask that you guys keep twisting and keep twisting comfortably. And please like, subscribe, share, comment, and let us know what you guys would like to see in the future. We have a lot of really awesome, groundbreaking tutorials coming that we're working on right now. Some of it's line work stuff, but some of it is more advanced. But I can promise you guys that you will absolutely love the stuff that we're working on right now. We cannot wait to get it out to you guys. I'm going to show you guys a quick design. I didn't put eyes in it yet. I'm going to flash it through. Mr. Brad was looking at this piece earlier.
I love this piece.
As I was doing this piece earlier, the video, getting it ready, I was freestyling when I posted on Balloon Twister Central. Everybody was being so awesome and commenting. And as you guys were showing a lot of love, I literally had an idea as you guys were doing that. So thank you guys for inspiring me and getting me to always keep going. I'm sorry, I'm dragging. I'm trying to get these eyes going. Okay. So what I did was, I took this cat body and I was like, oh, let's see what I could do that's a little more advanced. And what I came up with a really good lion design. I'm just going to show you guys quick because we'll be doing the tutorial for this, but it's a really awesome lion design. I'm Mr. Joe, this is Mr. Brad, we're the Balloon Brothers, and thanks for watching. And like we said, like, comment, subscribe, share, and we will see you guys very soon, guys.